Hey guys, it's Trisha and I'm going to share with you today 2 resources in helping you on your journey with essential oils. One is the Eopr, which is the Essential Oil Pocket Reference. It's a smaller book. And the bigger book is called the Essential Oil Desk Reference, or the Eodr. So we got the Eodr and the Eopr. Both of them are published by Life Science Publishing. So you can go to the website www.discoverlsp.com to order these, or you might can check with your uplines. Sometimes they have these that you can buy from them. But let me share with you some of the things that are similar and some that are different about the two. Now this one, the bigger one's going to have more information. That's the main difference. Let me share what they both have. Both of them have a whole chapter on yesterday's wisdom, tomorrow's destinies, talking about the history of essential oils, the biblical uses of essential oils, how did they extract essential oils. They're both going to talk about how essential oils actually work. What's the chemistry behind them? What about the standards and the testing? Different things like that. They're both going to talk about how to safely use essential oils, whether you're diffusing or you're applying it topically, different things like that. They're both going to be talking about that. They're both going to be talking about the single oils, and they're going to have those listed alphabetically. And they're both going to be talking about the blends. When you've got more than one oil added together, we call that a blend. And so it's going to talk about those alphabetically. And both books talk about the techniques for essential oil application. Whether that you want to read about the lymphatic pump or the VitaFlex technique, it's going to have a chart and a picture of that. It's going to talk about the raindrop technique. And they're both going to talk about personal usage. How do you actually get started with essential oils? What different programs have been created out there to help you with your essential oils? So both books talk about those. Let's look a little bit in how the Eodr is a little different. Some extra information they're going to have. They're going to have a whole chapter on the scientific research and documentation. All right, all those nerds out there like me that love the science behind it, you're going to like these chapters. It talks about the science behind it. And then it talks about the producing therapeutic grade essential oils. The whole seed to seal. Why is that important for young living? What does that mean? And then it's got a whole thing about the distillation process, which is totally awesome. That talks about the actual science behind distilling oils. And then it's also got a whole chapter on all the other products, whether they're supplements or household products that Young Living has. The Eodr talks about those. Okay, so you've got a whole chapter on nutritional support. You've got a whole chapter on Ninja Wolfberry, talking about why it is so good for you and that it's loaded with antioxidants. You're going to have a whole chapter on the hormones and vibrant health. And then here's where it's talking about the different personal body care products, whether it's the lotions, the shampoos, the deodorant. It's going to talk about what's in them, how to use them, different things like that. And then you're going to get another whole chapter on healthy choices for children, fortifying your home with essential oils. It's going to talk about the Thieves line. You've got a chapter on animal care. And then you jump down here, and you've still got more information that's found only in the Eodr. It's going to talk about the spiritual, mental, emotional support you can get from essential oils. You're going to talk about cleansing and dieting. You're going to talk about the building blocks of health, the enzymes, the minerals, the water that we drink. It's going to talk about longevity and vitality. And then it's got a bit more on the, if you look in the back on the appendix. Now the Eopr does have 3 of them. Okay, it's got the product usage for the body systems, which is awesome, because if you want to know what oils do I use for the respiratory system, you can look up in this chart and it'll show you. And they're both going to have the single oil data and the essential oil blend data. But then the Eodr is going to have some additional charts to look at that are really cool. Let me show you. Now both of them will have this information I'm about to show you. So let's look at a single oil. Let's look at eucalyptus globulus. It's going to give you probably more information than you really care about, and that's okay. Talking about how it's extracted, the key constituents. Whoops, right there. But then, if you look over here, they're all going to say the ORAC score, okay, right there. What you probably most likely want to look at is the medical properties. Like this one's an expectorant, it's antibacterial, antifungal, and you're probably going to look at the usage. Why would you want to use it? If you had a sinus infection, or if you want to soothe a sore throat. And then you probably want to look at the application. Those 3 things are the main things. You also can look at what else is this oil found in. So eucalyptus globulus is also found in the toothpaste and the Orthosport massage oil and also RC. Because sometimes if you want a particular oil, let's say like Melissa. Melissa is an expensive oil. Let's look it up real quick. And so sometimes you might not be able to buy some of these super, super expensive oils, but we can find out what other stuff they are in. Oh, there it is, Melissa. Okay. Melissa, we can still find all the information, the constituents, the application, but let's look in where we can find it. We can find it in Awaken, Brain Power, Forgiveness, Hope, Humility, Multigreens, and White Angelica. Okay, you can also find these things out in the back. They got different charts that you can look at, so it's super cool information. So, again, you don't have to have both, but if you want both like me, you can have both. Usually we at least make sure everybody has the Eopr, the smaller one, because that's actually sufficient for, you know, starting out and learning. It's just if you want more information, particularly about the other products and the supplements that Young Living has, and it's got more of the information in the back. The great thing you could also do with these is you can look up, I guess you would say by ailments. In the back, they've got them alphabetically. And then what would you take for that? Like if you had the Epstein-Barr virus, okay? That tells you what singles, what blends, and what supplements to use. How to use them. How to use them topically. How to use them this way. So you can look up things alphabetically this way as well. Let's say I have ear infection or I've got dizziness. Okay? They're going to tell you what products, whether it be an oil or a supplement, to use for different things. So these are two great resources. So make sure you have at least one of these with you at all times. Okay, great. Thanks, guys.